Hello, folks, and welcome into the Marching Virginian Center here in Blacksburg, Virginia. I'm Cody Wagner. So glad you can join us for this ALC Division II matchup between the visiting Dayton Flyers and Virginia Tech Hokies. Tech in their black with the orange numbers, and the visiting Dayton in the all whites with the dark blue numbers. We're just about ready to go in this one, folks. 15 minutes up on the clock in the first period. It's a cold one, no doubt about it. Temperature sitting in the low 30s. Now will plummet down into the teens as the sun begins to go down. And we are underway from Blacksburg. Hokies win the opening face-off and will move it from left to right. And they quickly turn it over. Ground ball fielded by the Flyers. That's number 56, Bruce Bray. And the long pole can't come up with it for Dayton. Hokies once again regain possession on the stick of Kylan Jordan. It's sort of a developmental team for Virginia Tech. Moves to the stick of Gregory Durkin, the junior attackman for the Hokies. And we've got ourselves a whistle. The clock did not run to start the game, and so they'll reset the clock. And they're going to send it down from 14:30 on the clock. Still no score here early from the Marching Virginian Center. Sun setting over the trees here at this beautiful venue. Hokies with it at X. Fire a shot on goal, scores! Hokies the first on the board early in Blacksburg. That's number 16, Patrick McGauley. Finds the back of the net, and the Hokies strike first. The 6'1" midfielder. Arlington, Virginia native buries one in the back of the net. Dayton fields the ground ball, and they'll move it from right to left. Matt Cesario now will work it around for the Flyers. Will slow down the offense. A minute and a half through in Blacksburg. Brady Reese looking for the ground ball, and ultimately the Hokies come up with it. Dayton the other way. Pass lob for Ben Casario. Has it on his stick before moving it around. He'll move it right side. He'll fire a shot on net just wide of the goal. Possession will stay right here with Dayton. Flyers actually playing their first game of the season as a great save made by the Tech goaltender. That'll be Justin Cole in net for the Hokies. Clock continues to wind here in the first quarter between Dayton and Virginia Tech. Spin move inside, throw on the net. Great save made by Cole. Lead will stay 1-0 for Tech. This has been used sort of as a developmental program, this Division II team. Just one of two squads as a flag goes up in the air. And Virginia Tech will await a man advantage. One of two programs in the entire country that has both a Division I and II team. 15, Danny McGann with it. Slowing down the offense for the Hokies. They work it into the middle. Shots on, scores! Hokies 2-0 early. Kylan Jordan puts one in the net.
We're Ryland's parents. Hey, I'm Joe. Greg, nice to meet you. What's your name? Julie, I am Joe. Nice to meet you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was like the only other person that I know who he is. I was like, oh, you guys are cheering for him.
And so that will erase the penalty, but a great start to this one for Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Able to score twice early on, and back to the face-off dot we go.
Yeah, they got a great time. Yeah.
So glad you can join us wherever you may be watching.
I was like, it's a good time to come up because you got 2 games out.
Cody Wagner with you for this presentation of Virginia Tech men's lacrosse. The Division II.
Plowed the field yesterday. Ryland said that they had like a quarter of the field at the beginning of practice.
They're led out by head coach Joel Smith, who was formerly a player under head coach Panchito Ojeda, and now has taken over as the head coach of this Division II team for Virginia Tech, and did a pretty fine job in his first year. And the results haven't bothered Panchito Ojeda too much. It's more, as I mentioned before, as developing these players and making sure they're ready for that Division I level when it comes time. As the Hokies lose handle of it. Chasing it down is Garrett Basinger. And possession will go in favor of the Hokies. Sun shines on bright. Will in a moment dip below the tree line. Hokies lead 2-0 early. Slow down the offense. Shot on goal is well wide, and Virginia Tech will stay in possession. Kylan Jordan goes and corrals a new ball. At X with it is Durkin. Move inside. Hokies try to find it in front, and it's taken away by the long pull of the Flyers. Hokies defense has been doing great work early on in this one. They slowly race from left to right. on the stick of number 21, Holden Allard. He is the Chicago, Illinois native. Shots on goal, finds the back of the net, and Dayton with their first one of the day. Give it to Jack Rhea. And the lead is now just one for Virginia Tech. This D2 game following a tight Division I matchup. Final was 10-9 in that Division I game earlier. Hokies ultimately being victorious against the visiting Auburn. This is the second part of a doubleheader here from the Marching Virginian Center today. Hokies able to cleanly field the ball that popped up in the air. And the offensive end with it is Tech. Hokies score this one. Johannes Kidder with the goal for Tech. 3-1 their lead.
The loud cup? Yeah. I've got one of those.
And an electric start for this Tech offense. As I mentioned in the Division I game, just 10 goals for the Hokies. This D2 team's got already 3 with not even 7 minutes melted off this first quarter clock. Tech able to field it, and a big hit put on by the Flyers' number 1, Ben Casario. Slowing down the offense for Dayton is Connor Casey. They make the trip from Dayton, Ohio. It's about 5 hours down here to Blacksburg, Virginia. Flyers trying to create some offensive motion. Hokies doing a stand-up job defensively thus far. Have allowed just the 1 goal. Casey with it. Attacks in and gets it off. Caputo has it taken off his stick, and the Hokies once again with possession will move from left to right. Tech perhaps trying to move too fast in transition from defense to offense, and they lose it. Dayton over the midfield stripe. Casario into the middle, fires on net and scores! Bounces one in. Matt Casario, while he was falling to the ground, takes the assist from his brother. And it's 3-2. Lead is just 1 for the Hokies. Zach Fleshman trying to win it for Virginia Tech, unable to do so. Virginia Tech got off to a big 2-0 start here in Blacksburg, but Dayton has been fighting ever since. The lead is just 1 for the Hokies at the moment. Rylan Arnold with it. Down the middle, and he loses hold. Hokies trying to gain possession. Ball kicked around. Casario able to field it. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Dayton. 5:50 to play here in the first quarter. Hokies lead is 3-2. Back in a moment from the Marching Virginian Center in Blacksburg, Virginia. Justin Cole retakes his position in goal for Virginia Tech, and the Hokies have had a pretty darn good start to this one. They're up 3-2. 5:50 to play in the first quarter between the visiting Dayton Flyers and hosting Virginia Tech Hokies. This, as I mentioned earlier, on the heels of a Division I lacrosse game played a moment ago. Bouncing shot won't go home, and Dayton will stay with the possession. Number 1, Ben Casario. Here's Arnold, and a nice save made by Justin Cole in net. And the biggest emphasis for this team, for Virginia Tech, is just get these players better, get them to the Division I level where they can really hone and show their skills, and this just allows them to get on-field experience with the Division II team, and I certainly expect it to pay dividends down the line for the Panchito Ojeda-led Division I team. Hokies able to get a defensive stick on it and a big hit, but a flag on it. And taking a knee in the box is going to be Matt Casario. And Virginia Tech will go a man up.
We were just hearing that too. That it was like we're like one of the only schools that has 2 divisions. So it's good. Yeah, because the other team, we watched the D1.
3-2 Hokies lead. Picturesque looking night in Blacksburg. Will tell you it's not as picturesque when you can feel the temperature out. Just about 25 degrees at the moment, and that will be dropping as soon as that sun sets fully. Referees sorting some things out with 4:33 to play here in the first. And we are back underway. Hokies with it in the offensive end. Aggressive defense from Dayton. They're trying to poke it away. Ball on the ground. Hokies pick it up. On the stick of Luke Wingfield. Hokies try to get in front of the net, and now Dayton comes up with it. They're able to work out of the defensive end now. That off the stick of number 56, Bruce Bray. Hokies trying to race it over half, and they do so successfully. Ball flung up into the air and a flag thrown. That one is going to come against Dayton. Hokies will try to set up as long as an offensive possession as they can with that flag pending and really get a quality shot out of it. Kidder. Behind the net with it is Durkin. Kidder forced to scoop it off the ground for Tech. 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Durkin Adex with it. Kidder, he's got a clean shot on goal. It stops. And there's another one which will go wide of the net. And now we're going to get this penalty assessed. That will be against the Flyers, and the Hokies will go man up here. Hokies with an opportunity to grow their lead here in the first. A beautiful sunset here in Blacksburg, as they usually are high up in the mountains. Fires a shot on net, won't go. Hokies with great ball movement. Get it to the inside, on goal. A great save once again. And the goaltender for the Flyers forced to fling it downfield, but no one there on the receiving end, so it'll be Hokies' possession as they'll move it from left to right. Henry Wilkie in net this evening for Dayton has made some pretty good saves on some tough Hokies shots. Luke Wingfield and Danny McGann working back and forth. McGann in the orange number 15, fires on net, rings it off the pole. Out of bounds possession still here with the Hokies. Under a minute here to play from the Marching Virginian Center in the first quarter between the Virginia Tech Hokies and Dayton Flyers. McGann can't field it cleanly. And now trying to scoop it up is the long pull for the Flyers. It's ultimately fielded by Wingfield for Tech, and they sling it down the field. Trying to put a shot on goal, and it was Gregory Durkin who was right near the net and almost found himself in a great situation to throw a shot on net with no goalie, but ultimately couldn't grab the ball out of the air. It will be Dayton possession here with 25 seconds to go. Just 15 to go in the first quarter. It's Durkin with it. Has it back behind the net. Hokies have got to go. Shot on goal is wide, and that'll conclude the first period. Hokies lead at 3-2 from the Marching Virginian Center over the visiting Dayton Flyers. So glad you can join us on this Friday night in Blacksburg. We'll be back in a moment with some ALC lacrosse action. It's a close one through one quarter here from the Marching Virginian Center in Blacksburg, Virginia. Hokies lead is 3-2 over the visiting Dayton Flyers, who begin their season here today. Hokies are 1-1 on the year. A big victory last time out for Tech. And we're underway in the second quarter. Flyers pick up possession, will move it from left to right, switching ends of the field. Danny McGann calls for it. Number 24, Luke Wingfield. Tacks in, fires on net, a bouncer that goes over the goal and will stay with Virginia Tech. And this one taken away by Dayton. They'll run it from left to right. And a pass that goes a little high. That off the long pole of number 37 for the Flyers. Justin Cole, the goaltender, with it on his stick. Up ahead to Danny McGann, the midfielder. This one been played at a fairly controlled pace at this point. Fires one on net and scores. Olden Allard buries it. Tech lead is 2. Sun now has gone down below the tree line here in Blacksburg. And you can already feel the temperature dropping here in the Berg. Walter Shirley at the face-off dot, ready to battle for the ball for the Hokies. Shirley, the freshman Fogo, getting some experience here on this D2 squad for Virginia Tech. And he's able to win it for the Hokies, but quickly is taken away by Dayton. Emmett Rossiter slows it down in the offensive end for Dayton. 12:50 to play, second quarter between Dayton and Virginia Tech. Hokies won their first game of the day at the Division I level. That was against Auburn. Casey with a shot that won't go in. Possession stays with the Flyers. Four to 2, Tech lead is 2. Fires on net, and he scores! Number 13, James Kane, puts it in for the Flyers, and they cut the lead down to just 1. Looked like Cole had made some contact on it, perhaps got a foot there, but not enough to keep it out.
Joking if one's asking you if we're joking. Stop trying to hold his hand.
It's been a pretty close one so far. 4 to 3, Hokies lead by just 1. And knocked to the ground for Virginia Tech is the Fogo, and a push called. It'll be Hokies' vault. Newly checked in the game, Gavin Robbins, number 25 for the Hokies, slings a pass that will go out of bounds. There's a wayward pass that the big spoon of Justin Cole will go field for Virginia Tech. And they turn it over. Dayton with the ball in their offensive end. Close again, fires it on, and a nice block made by Cole. And they will call it Hokies possession. Great hustle there by Cole, able to get over by that ball. Luke Wingfield to Gregory Durkin behind the net. And now it trickles into the stick of Danny McGann. McGann puts a move on. Ten minutes to play before the first half is expired. A pass that Hokies are just able to corral back behind the net. Dayton playing some tough defense. Here's a shot. It goes. Right as the shot clock expires for the Hokies, Luke Wingfield buries it in the back of the net. Hokies back up by 2. Back to the face-off dot we go. Zach Fleshman there for Virginia Tech. Was one of the main Fogos a season ago for this D2 team. And there's a wayward pass for the Hokies that will turn it over to Dayton. Dayton with a fresh 80 as well in the offensive area. Racing in his casing, moves it along quickly. Casey fires on net. Cole able to knock the ball away. Dayton will continue to possess. Kane into the middle. Shots on, won't go. Off the right post. The best friend in this instance of goaltender Justin Cole. And now a shot clock reset here for the Flyers in the offensive area. But extremely helpful for this Flyers team, and Casey can't cleanly field the pass. And here this gonna go against Virginia Tech. And they break the stick here. That of Dayton's number 10, John Tanaka, who comes out to retrieve it. Ben Casario talking his team through the offense. Kane with it, and a flag coming. That's going to be a penalty on Virginia Tech. Five to 3, Virginia Tech's lead is 2 over the Dayton Flyers here from the Marching Virginian Center. So glad you folks can join us on this Friday evening here in Blacksburg. Dayton now a man up. And they can't get the shot to go. But a reset on the shot clock, and Justin Cole able to field it for the Hokies. They lose it momentarily, and the big spoon of Cole fields it once again. And a great snag made on the run by Tech. That the long pull of number 44, Evan Montgomery. And Montgomery is what really created that fast break, if you will, opportunity for the Hokies. McGann slows it down and now attacks in. Haddox with it, Durkin. Now tries to lob an underhand pass. No one's there for the Hokies. And they'll turn this one over. It'll be Dayton possession. They sling a pass way downfield and quickly lose it. McGann will walk it over the midfield stripe. Waits for his coach Joel Smith to bring some changes on. 1-1 on the season are the Hokies, trying to make it 2 in a row. Durkin, he has it knocked off his stick. Dayton from left to right. A few nifty moves made by number 32, Anthony Karsten. Ball kicked around. Who's going to get it? It's Dayton chasing after it, and it'll roll out of bounds. They're going to give possession to Virginia Tech. So glad you folks can join us here from the Marching Virginian Center on a Friday night from Blacksburg. Hokies lead is 2. These teams have played at a fairly measured pace to this point. It's been pretty back and forth thus far. Shots on, won't go. Another try is deflected by Dayton. Now inside with it, and the Hokies find the back of the net.
Go Hokies!
That'll make it the biggest lead of the game for Virginia Tech. 6-3, Hokies in control. Just about 4 minutes to play here before halftime, where we'll get a 10-minute break, then be back to action from the Marching Virginian Center. Sunlight illuminates the area in the distance here in Blacksburg, but no sun visual anymore, and you can start to feel it in the cool air. Temperature sitting right around 25 degrees, but feels much cooler with the wind, and this Marching Virginian Center, which sits atop a hill. A wayward pass from Virginia Tech. Trying to track it down are the Hokies, and they do so successfully. Shots on, won't go. Nice save. That made in net by goaltender Henry Wilkie for Dayton. Now Dayton loses hold for a moment, but able to come back up with it. And the pass will turn it over to Virginia Tech. A pretty back and forth affair here at the Division II level. This is the first non-conference opponent of the year for Virginia Tech. They will play 11 games this season. 8 of those will be ALC opponents.
Yeah.
6-3 is the lead for Virginia Tech over the Dayton Flyers. Justin Cole able to sling a nice pass along to Danny McGann, who quickly races it over midfield. And he's just going to slow this one down for Virginia Tech. Minute 45 to go here in the second quarter. Allard can't field the pass cleanly. Able to pick it back up quickly for the Hokies. And here's McGann. Shots on. Bounced off of a Dayton defender, and the Flyers come up with it. They run from left to right.
All day.
And Hokies at the moment will be able to hold for the last shot, at least in concept.
No, I know, unless they check home.
Luke Wingfield slows it down for Virginia Tech with just about 30 to go in the first half. Hokies move it inside, and they throw a pass high. They're going to be able to corral this one before it rolls out of bounds. 20 seconds to go, first half of action. Can the Hokies put one more on the board and extend their lead to 4? Pass in the middle. Shots on, scores! There's Gregory Durkin. Finds one late in the half.
What's that? I know. Every time I hear it, I'm like, damn, I didn't bring my cup. I know. Yeah, we forgot chairs too. And then we got here, we were like, these were not. Yeah, we're not gonna.
And Virginia Tech leads it 7-3 with just 9 seconds to go in the first half.
Stuff in the trailer when they move out, and we'll pack it in their townhouse or whatever.
If Dayton's able to win this face-off, they're going to really try and go to put one on late in this half.
I got a lot of that 2 hours away.
And they fire one on late. It was a deflection that nearly went in for the Flyers, but that'll do it for the first half of action from the Marching Virginian Center here in Blacksburg. 7-3, Hokies lead over the visiting Dayton Flyers. You're watching MCLA Lacrosse here from Blacksburg.
Looks like it's 10 minutes. There's a 10-minute time.
All right.
We'll guard yourself.
Have a seat.
Well, I got a chair right here.
Well, folks, a big welcome back to you from the Marching Virginian Center here in Blacksburg. Lead is 7-3 for the Virginia Tech Hokies, and boy, it's a beautiful night here in Blacksburg. I mean, the sun is set, but the orange still illuminates the sky here in the Berg, and it's a great night for some MCLA lacrosse action. It's the Division II variety. The Division I matchup earlier today between Virginia Tech and Auburn was a 10-9 final in favor of the Hokies. That was back and forth the whole way. Ultimately, Virginia Tech was able to outlast their opponents, but here in this Division II matchup, the Hokies starting to run away with this one. Scored a big goal at the end of the first half, and they're going to get called for a push all day on that one. Dayton sets up their offense, and folks, we can certainly tell you it's a cold one tonight in the Berg. Temperature sitting right around 20 degrees. Feels much colder than that with both the wind, sun down, and way up in the mountains here in Blacksburg. Hokies fighting for possession. Flyers into the middle, can't cleanly field the pass. Fire on net, and it goes wide. And I'll tell you, Justin Cole has had himself a game to this point for the Hokies. Shots on net, and that one wide. Will once again stay with the Flyers. Shots on, Cole able to make another save. Right in front of the net, the Flyers score. That off the stick of Nicholas Fosigan. Cuts the lead down to 3 for Virginia Tech. 13 and a half minutes left to go in the third. Just to express to you folks how chilly of an evening it is tonight, many fans making their way to their vehicles during halftime to warm up, defrost a little bit. And we're back underway for this second half. Ball still out. Dayton trying to chase it along the far sideline over by that Virginia Tech bench area. And the Flyers ultimately come away with it and quickly work it over half. It's been a pretty hectic half to start. A spin inside, and Cole able to deflect it away. Cole also a heck of an effort to be the closest man there and give possession to Virginia Tech. And Cole takes a licking from behind. Here are the Flyers in the offensive end. Hokies looking to make it 2 straight. They were 1-1 on the year. Three minutes gone from this third quarter clock. Flyers have had a lot of offensive time of possession here to begin the second half. That's 41, Rylan Arnold throws it on and scores. Lead is just 2 for Virginia Tech now. Rylan Arnold fighting. Dayton not going to go away quietly in this one. It seemed like at half that Virginia Tech might start to run away with it a little bit, but all of a sudden the Flyers with a great start to the half, and the lead is just 2 for the Hokies. So glad you folks can join us for some late February lacrosse action between Dayton and Virginia Tech. This is the third game of the season for the D2 Virginia Tech lacrosse team. Liam Palmer receives it, newly in. Michael Carson's got his on his stick before swinging it around. Flyers been very patient on the offensive end in the second half. Tried to fire on goal, but a great defensive stick played by Johannes Kidder. And now he lays the body as well. Kidder scored a goal in the first half and now doing on the defensive end here for Tech. And Kidder then deflects a pass. And now we've got some whistles.
I have no idea.
And it appears, folks, as though we have some sort of shot clock issue, which D1 head coach Panchito Ojeda is going over to figure out. So we're going to have a quick stop and be right back with you in a moment. 7-5, Hokies lead with just over 10 to play in the third quarter. And there wasn't a whistle yet, but Flyers players eager to get back underway here in the third. And now we are back to action. Flyers trail by 2, but they have also scored a pair of goals unanswered. Virginia Tech had a great end to the first half. A game that was once 4-3 Hokies blossomed to a 7-3 lead, and now it is 7-6, making another for the Flyers. Dayton battling in this one.
Let's go Hokies right now. Come on, let's go. Answer.
And it's partially
Go
been
Tech!
a time of possession issue in this second half thus far for Virginia Tech. Flyers have had the ball for most of the entire half. Not many moments in the offensive end for Virginia Tech. And Dayton comes away with it once again off the faceoff. .9:30 to go in this third quarter. You're watching MCLA lacrosse action, and it doesn't get much better than this. Double header today, and both games have been pretty darn good. Tanaka with it on his stick. Possession going to stay on this end with the Flyers. Connor Casey tries to bounce one. Cole able to keep it out of the net. A slick piece of passing from Justin Cole. Able to get it to Wingfield, who works it over midfield. Wingfield setting up the offense way out near the 45-yard line. Dayton not going away easily in this one. What was once a 4-goal lead for Virginia Tech is all of a sudden just one. Hokies setting up the offense. Fires on, way high. Possession will stay with Tech. And the Hokies sideline wants a shot clock reset. And they'll get one. It's actually huge for this Hokies attack. Gives them some extra time to work with. Finds it inside and scores. Luke Wingfield puts one in for Tech. They needed that one to quell the energy on that Dayton sideline.
Here we go, Tech again. Come on, let's go.
And an opportune goal has the Hokies up too. Wind has been pretty steady all day. Dayton able to field this ground ball, and Hokies knock it away. Once again, the ball hits the turf. This time Hokies field it. McGann weaving in and out of traffic for Virginia Tech. Six and a half to go. Third quarter between Virginia Tech and Dayton. Lead is 2 for the Hokies. McGann loses handle of it. Dayton the other way. They move it quickly. Big hit put on by Virginia Tech, and there's the penalty coming. A Hokies player is going to go down to a knee over in the box, and it'll be a man-up advantage for the Flyers. Just over 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. Cody Wagner with you for this action between Dayton and Virginia Tech. Thankful also to have cameraman extraordinaire Braden Shank joining me as well. Shots on, Justin Cole with a nice save. Hokies try to work it over half. Great defense being applied by Dayton, ever harassing. And possession will go to Virginia Tech, much to the disapproval of the Flyers. And it will be Virginia Tech possession as the Hokies quickly lose it. Cole able to take an impromptu quick shot fired on net. Ball bouncing all around. Dayton with it, fires a shot on and scores. Number 19, Emmett Rostier finds the back of the net. 8-7. Teams trading goals as time continues to run off this third quarter clock. It's been back and forth in this one. Dayton with a big start to the half, scored 3 unanswered. Since that, it's been 1 for Virginia Tech and 1 for the Flyers. And we got a whistle. It'll be black ball, so in favor of Virginia Tech. Wingfield with it for the Hokies. Slowly engineers the offense for Tech. Durkin behind the cage. Wingfield loses handle of it momentarily. They ring it off the top post. Bounces all the way back over half, and Dayton with an opportunity. Fires a shot on that's wide of the cage. Dayton the closest to it. Flyers have created some great looks here in the second half. Hokies trying to hang on to what at one point was a 4-point lead. You gotta highlight Justin Cole, who's been great in goal all evening for Virginia Tech. Fires a shot on net that's high. Cole hustling for it. It will stay with Dayton. And there's another shot. Heavy attack here for the Flyers. Shot after shot after shot. Inside, they throw it on goal, and it's tipped away by Cole. Hokies able to field the ground ball. And Dayton immediately applies a lot of pressure. They get it back to Cole.
Got time, got time, got time.
Two and a half to go. Third quarter between Dayton and Virginia Tech. Lead is just one for the Hokies. So glad you can join us wherever you may be watching this Division II MCLA lacrosse action. At X with it is Jordan. Hokies once again work it around. Tries to bounce a shot in, and the Flyers pick it up. Knocked to the ground. And now there's a scrum for the ball. Bodies go flying and a flag up in the air. It's going to be against Dayton. Hokies will take their time here. They will have an extra man the next time Dayton touches it. Wingfield fires on. It's tipped away. You also got to give a shout out to Henry Wilkie, who's done a pretty fantastic job in net as well for the Flyers. .102 to play, third quarter. Virginia Tech a man up here. It's a big moment for the Hokies to try and extend this lead. Taco, the play call for Virginia Tech. Only left to wonder what that could mean. They fire on net and it's deflected away by Wilkie. Hokies back with it. Shots on high of the net. And Wilkie the closest there. So it'll be Dayton ball. Hokies knock it away, and now there's a man on the ground for Tech. And it took him too long to get it over half. So it'll be Hokies possession with 22 seconds left to go. Third quarter here between Dayton and Virginia Tech. And now we're going to have to get this ball back near the 50-yard line. The Hokies with 20 ticks to work. Wingfield has it on his stick. Gets it off to Durkin. They try to pass it off, and it's stolen away by the Flyers. They fire down the field with 2 seconds, and that will do it for the third quarter. 8-7. Lead is just 1 for Virginia Tech. You won't want to miss the conclusion of this one. Back in a moment from Blacksburg. Three quarters down, 1 to go in this one between Virginia Tech and Dayton. 8-7, the Hokies lead it, as they have done so the entire way. What was once a 4-point lead for Virginia Tech is down to just 1. No goals scored in that last 5 minutes of the third quarter, so the defense has certainly stiffened up here in Blacksburg. Flyers run it left to right here at this beautiful venue. The lights shone down atop the hill at the Marching Virginian Center. Dayton been methodical on offense this entire second half. It has worked out pretty good for them. Karsten's got it on his stick. Hokies able to take away possession. A minute has dwindled off this fourth quarter clock. Hokies the other way. Durkin will pull it out for Tech. He'll slowly work with it at X. Durkin spins in. Has him momentarily knocked off his stick. Ball still up for grabs. Scrum for possession. And Dayton comes away with it. Flyers move it the other way. Ben Casario slows it over the 50-yard line for the Flyers. lot of communication from this Virginia Tech defense, who has really stonewalled the Dayton offense over the last 7 minutes or so. They find a cutter inside, shots on, scores! Tied up at 8. Ben Casario knots this one up.
Is it 9 to 8? Okay. Can you read that, or is it just? Is it really?
I see red glove, red glove.
That's all I see. I don't know. I guess they look the same.
8 apiece. It's been a good one here in Blacksburg, and a fitting sequel to the Division I game from earlier today, which Virginia Tech won 10-9 over the visiting Auburn Tigers. And this time, it's the Flyers from Ohio and Dayton that are putting up a fight against Virginia Tech in their own house. Fire one on. Off the top post and out. Oh, my.
What?
And it'll be Tech possession. 8 apiece here in Blacksburg. 12 minutes to play in this one. A Friday night matchup. And here's the shot. Nice save made by Wilkie. He's been a brick wall in the second half. He's allowed just 1 goal since the halftime break. And this shot is way offline. Justin Cole running for it, and we've got a flag. A lot going on here.
I was watching Justin.
Yeah, he hit him. It's a shame too, because the kid threw it away. It was, I mean, it's split seconds.
And it will be a Virginia Tech player that will take a knee. Man up advantage
Somebody stop that.
for the Flyers. Dayton, a big opportunity here in the first third of the fourth quarter, where they can put themselves up a goal. Seemed like one early that Virginia Tech might be able to run away with. Dayton has fought back, but now Virginia Tech will move it from right to left. Durkin will slow it down. Hokies a man down, so an opportunity here maybe to just hold on to the ball. And Hokies turn it over. Dayton quickly the other way. Shots on and they score! Dayton finds the back of the net. And they move it up to a 1-point lead. Slowly but surely, Dayton has worked off this lead of what was once a lead for Virginia Tech.
Let's go, answer, guys. Come on.
And now they're up by 1. Hokies certainly showed the offensive prowess early to put goals up in a hurry. We'll see if they're able to do so when they need it most. And there they almost turn it over. And they scoop it to keep it back in. And now there's no one in goal for Virginia Tech. Oh, and the Flyers miss out on a big opportunity there with a poor pass. Now Virginia Tech moves the other way. This is a tight one and been a real battle here in the Berg. 9-8. Flyers lead it. Hokies battling. On the inside, Durkin can't quite come up with a pass. Hokies tried to field it. They're going to say it went out of bounds. It'll be Dayton possession. Just under 10 to play. Flyers number 19, Emmett Rossiter, playing some tricky defense a moment ago. $9:15 left. Hokies work it back behind the net. McGann with it. Inside, they score! Virginia Tech puts one on the board, tied at 9. And there's a big one for the Tech faithful.
Go, Tech again, let's go!
They've really been waiting on one in the fourth quarter. And here it comes. Virginia Tech, a big goal scorer. Still with 9 minutes left. Each possession feels important in this one. Hokies able to pick it up. Works inside and he can't score it. Oh, that was a great look. Hokies set up the offense. All tied at 9. Virginia Tech at one point led by 4. And they just tied it up a moment ago after going down 1 for about a minute and a half. Hokies turn it over there on an errant pass. This coming on the heels of a very tight Division I game, and here's Dayton inside. They throw it on goal, and a great save by Justin Cole. Cole's been great all night for Tech. Able to make a big one there. Nice bouncer on the far side for Virginia Tech. Able to work it over the 50-yard line. And Luke Wingfield will slow down the pace of this game, which has been pretty fervent here in the fourth quarter. Lava pass inside, throw on net and score! Gregory Durkin! He rips the back of the nylon, and the Hokies up 1. The atmosphere cold. The game, anything but. is just about as exciting as it gets for some Division II lacrosse action between Dayton and Virginia Tech. Hokies back in the lead, as they have been so for most of the game. Trailed for just about a minute and a half of this one, which happened to be in the fourth quarter. Justin Cole way out near the 25 with it, and the Hokies unable to retain it for the moment. Hokies finally corralled. Fingers are frozen at this juncture, but no place I'd rather be than at this one. Hokies lead is just one. A tight contest late. Ball batted out way near towards midfield. Hokies long pole able to scoop it and keep it in their offensive area. 6 minutes to play. Bodies hit the ground. And it'll be Dayton possession. They want to quickly work on the offensive end. Just under 6 to play. All the fans on their feet at the Marching Virginian Center here in Blacksburg, Virginia. He got a tight one late, fires on and buries it. Number 28, Matt Casario, has been looking for one all night, and there he gets it. The Casarios, both Ben and Matt, have gotten on the board for Dayton, and we're all tied at 10. Our referees gather together for a moment. At the face-off dot, here we go. 5.5 to go, fourth quarter. And there's the flag. Tech with the possession, so they would want to get a quality look out of it, but Dayton able to scoop it off the turf, and it will be a man advantage for Virginia Tech. So glad you folks can join us. Cody Wagner with you for this presentation of MCLA action. It's a good one at the Division II level between Virginia Tech and the visiting Dayton Flyers. Hokies, a big opportunity. Man up here late. Wingfield with it. Continue to work it around. Shots on, he scores! Danny McGinn puts one in. And a big score late for Virginia Tech. What was a defensive stalemate late in the third has turned into an offensive shootout in the fourth.
Let's go.
Go Hokies again!
Under 5 to go. Great work by Virginia Tech. And that's the long pull of Eli Kocho. Able to scoop that ball and big to give Virginia Tech possession. They got to get it over half, and they do in a hurry. Tech lead is 1. If they can hold on, they will be victorious. But still 4 minutes left to go. Anything can happen from the Marching Virginian Center.
He's a good player.
What number?
18, right?
What number? Yeah, 18.
We've seen it all in past years here. Here's a nice move. Throws it in and scores. Oh, my. That's unreal from Luke Wingfield, who finds the back of the net. And don't want to call it the icer quite yet, but makes it a 2-score lead with just 4 minutes to play.
Go Hokies! Gotta be blocked!
Get another one, Hokies!
And Virginia Tech has worked really quickly on the offensive end when they've been successful there in the second half. We'll take a moment before this face-off.
Let's go, Black!
Yes!
Good D!
Yeah, Jack Calvert! Yeah, Jack Calvert!
Hokies able to scoop this one up.
Nice job, 6!
And they'll have it in the offensive end. Head coach Joel Smith telling his team to settle. Take some time. Don't need to be in a rush. Up 2 with 3.5 left. And these are the important experience moments for some of these younger guys in a tight game where you're up to just play it calmly. And there's going to be offsides. It will be Dayton ball. Virginia Tech looking to ice this one away and ride to victory. Dayton, on the other hand, down 2 goals, looking for some late action here in Blacksburg. Karsten has it knocked off his stick. Hokies come away with it. They rush from right to left. 2.5 left. And here's an offsides goal. Dayton possession. And the Flyers able to catch it right over a Virginia Tech Hokie. Was Brady resupplying the defense for Tech. 2 minutes left in this one. Lead is 2 for Virginia Tech. Fires on net just wide of the cage. And it's going to stay right here with Dayton. 1:45 left in the fourth. Shots on and a great stop by Justin Cole. And that may be the icer. Wow, that's great work for a man who has been wonderful all night. That just sums up the day he's had for Tech. Hokies sling it ahead and will spend as much time as possible here on the offensive end. And the timeout taken here by Tech. 59 seconds left to go. We'll be back with you momentarily from the Marching Virginian Center. 12-10. Lead is 2 for the Hokies, looking to put this one on ice. Back in a moment. Welcome back, folks, from the Marching Virginian Center here in Blacksburg. So glad you can join us. It's been a great doubleheader day. First, it was the Division I team defeating the visiting Auburn Tigers 10-9, and now the Division II squad for Virginia Tech up 12-10 over Dayton. They're just going to try to melt away this clock. Not even trying to take a shot on goal. They're just going to walk it around and will likely take the shot clock violation eventually. And now they find Patrick McCauley wide open, who will waste some more time. Hokies trying to dwindle this thing down. And now they try to throw a shot on. Hokies able to pick it up, and now they'll just be able to sit with it until the clock hits 000. And that's exactly what they'll do. Virginia Tech walks away victorious, 12-10. It was a battle indeed, but the Hokies walk away victors from the Marching Virginian Center in Blacksburg. 12-10 your final between Virginia Tech and Dayton, and the Hokies make it 2 straight. This Hokies squad fired up after a big win over the Flyers. 12-10 your final from Blacksburg, and with that, we say so long to you folks. For my camera operator Braden Shake, I've been Cody Wagner. Hope you all have a good night. 12-10, Hokies win in Blacksburg.